Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rosado, and this is episode 217 of the world famous University Love podcast, also known as Online Marketing Moves. And we are coming to you live today. Today is Monday, March the 1st, 2021. This is a very late edition of Online Marketing Moves, but I have a story, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I had reason number 37 to keep going with the podcast, keep going with the online business, and all of that good stuff. Okay? Let me tell you what happened to me today. I was driving back. I did my load. I'm on the way back home. I went and get gas. I crank up the truck. What does the truck say? It says this truck will not go over 5 miles per hour. I'm about an hour outside of Atlanta. Okay? So we have an hour to go. Truck can only do 5 miles an hour. There's only one thing you can't do. If I try to drive the truck back to Atlanta, I would have got ran all the way over, okay? Because as you might not know, but if you ever been to Atlanta, people in Atlanta cannot drive, okay? So call up the company, say, hey, we got a problem. They say, hey, call the maintenance people. Call the maintenance people. Call them up. They say we're gonna send somebody out there. I said my manager, he just wants somebody to send it. He said just send the tow truck. He don't want y'all looking at nothing. Just send the tow truck. Okay. This is about 11 a.m. Eastern time. 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m. I thought to myself, the whole time I'm sitting there I'm thinking, damn, I forgot to bring my microphone. That was the only thing that bothered me today. I did my emails, send a few messages to people. And so I'm sitting there waiting. Guy comes up in the tow truck, picks me up, hooks up the truck and everything, and we got to talking. And he said, I'll tell you what, man, I'm getting sick of this job. This is 7 days a week. And I said, well, really? He said, yeah, this is 17 days. He said, some days 18 hours. He said, if you go to eat at Applebee's, you can't even relax and eat because once they call you, you got to get up and leave. I said, how's your wife feel about that? He says, she's sick of this job. I said, I was like, well, I can't really I can't blame him for that one. That does sound kind of crazy. He said, what about you? I said, well, these days I work about 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. I didn't go into the whole because I don't consider this work. This is fun and exciting for me, this podcast and doing all the things that I'm doing online. This is exciting. But driving the truck, that's work. That's just a job, So I told him, man, 12-hour days, 6 days a week most of the time. And he said, that's gotta suck. I said, yep. But I said, before too long, I'll be out of here. I said, I'm working on a few things. He said, oh, that's good. He said, I need to figure some things out. I was like, you will. But that just gave me more motivation. And then the guy turned around and said, he said that his pay for what he said he was working all the hours definitely not worth the hassle, because being a tow truck driver, you have to do a lot of work. There's a lot of backbreaking work involved in that. You know what I mean? Like, and for the money, because the money they hand out is definitely not worth it, And that's when I first started thinking about truck driving, and that's what made me start thinking about. I was like, I need to create something for myself, because all of the hours I put in that they don't pay for, you're kind of more on the minimum wage side of life than because they'll tell you, oh, we'll pay you this amount, but you do in truck driving, and I'm sure tow truck driving, you do a lot of hang around, do a lot of sitting around, and they don't pay you for those hours. And then on top of that, the lifestyle is very unhealthy, because if you're a tow truck driver or you're a truck driver, you're sort of sitting around eating and eating and eating, then you're gaining weight. And sometimes you try to work out, but you go to different places, and it's after a while You go 1-2 days without working out, and it's like, yeah, forget about it, you know. So every now and then, you do need to. Every now and then, you will get a reminder, whether you're looking for it or not, to why you are doing the things you do. And I just sat there and thought to myself, I said, you know what? I'm glad I pumped out those emails. And if I would have had a microphone, I definitely would have did a bonus episode of the podcast right there while I was sitting around waiting. Because as you well know, last week, I think I had to sit around twice, and I brought my microphone, and I did 2 bonus episodes. So, we're always producing content, always trying to produce more and more content, always trying to get more podcasts going. So sometimes you just need a quick reminder of things you're doing. And, you know, if you ever get kind of down on yourself, just think about, maybe where you work, or, why you are doing this. And once you have that in your mind, and you'll keep going, you'll keep striving. And another thing that I want to talk about before I get off the podcast episode, my wife told me, she said, "You better hurry up, because I really want ice cream." As we all know, she's pregnant, so the cravings are coming, I guess. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, but it's late. I'm like, but I got to do a podcast. She sees the dedication, and so that's one thing she has. You know, in the beginning, she probably would have said, "No, man, come on, we go to the store right now." But she knows, I'm dedicated. But one thing I wanted to share with you, that we should all have you ever had an idea of something that you really wanted to do, but maybe life got in the way, or maybe just it wasn't the right time, but then it never really leaves you. You know what I mean? Like, it never leaves you. Have you ever had those thoughts? I had those thoughts yesterday when I was driving. I thought to myself, because I remember when I was like 18, one of the things that I just wanted to one of the things that I just wanted to do, which I don't know. It doesn't matter now, because that's in the past, but one of the things that I actually wanted to do is I wanted to just get on the bus and go to LA and try to be like an actor. That's that's one of the thoughts I had when I was 18. Right after I graduated high school, I said, you know what? I should just, because I was working, I had a job, I had a few bucks, I had enough money to get a Greyhound ticket. And I thought to myself, and enough money to maybe last a couple weeks, maybe a month out in LA. I thought to myself, I said, I should go out there and try to be an actor. And then I thought, nah, I was like, what do I really want to? And then I thought about, like doing radio or doing voiceover. So that was one of the dreams of mine that I had ever since I was a young lad. And then of course, life sort of gets in the way, and sometimes you really don't know, if you don't know the right people sometimes, and you really don't know who to turn to. Like, if I were to turn to anybody in my hometown and said, I want to do voiceover, they'd say, what the F are you talking about, sir? Okay. So that sort of never really transpired, but it always comes back. Like, the thought of me doing voiceover always comes back to me. And I'm like, one day, one day. And then I got to thinking last night when I was driving. I was like, I have a microphone, I have audio equipment, I have a software, it's called Twisted Wave, that I can record on, and I can do little mixing and or editing recordings. And then I thought to myself, I said, you know what, self? Now's the time. I said, I am going to I am going to pursue the voiceover, and I'm not gonna make it. I'm Forget the dream part. I'm gonna make it reality. And the other thing I thought about it is, I said, I know more about marketing now than I ever have before. So as far as that part, I mean, I'll have to learn more and more, but I'm on the right path to be able to market myself for the voiceover, because it's not about how great you think your voice might be. It's about how do you market yourself, and where do you market yourself to. Find the right things for you and then just sort of go for it, you know? And I thought to myself last night, I said, we got all this stuff lined up. I was like, it's got to be basically I told myself, I said, if I don't pursue this now, then I'm an idiot because we have the equipment, we have the time, and lo and behold, I have a chance to do a free not a free demo. I paid for this a while back, and so it's still available to me. All I had to do is call this guy up that I met and, you know, do a demo tape, and then I can shop the old demo tape around and I can start trying to get voiceover work. And I thought to myself, I said, now is the time. I said, because yes, I like doing, of course, I'm going to keep doing this podcast. You know, this podcast is something that I love to do. Like, I am going to keep doing this. I don't know, who knows where it's going to go. All I know is we are going somewhere. Okay. So the podcast will always be here. And I got to think to myself, do I really want to do affiliate marketing forever? Maybe. I don't know. But then I thought to myself, I said the best thing about voiceover is I get to do something that I actually have always had the desire to do, and I can make some pretty good money from it. So I was like, maybe that's in the cards for me. So I am going to pursue this. So I say all that to say, and of course, as you well know, I had to tell you this. I had to tell you stories about me, so that way you might be able to relate to them. I can't speak for anybody else, but the point of all this story was if you have something that keeps, if you have a thought, if you have an idea that keeps coming back and keeps coming back, eventually, ladies and gentlemen, it's knocking at your brain for a reason. It's knocking at the door for a reason. It's not because I don't have dreams of being, I never had dreams of being a baseball player. I never had dreams of being, a football star. I never had dreams of being a musician. But the thought about doing voiceover has been there for the last 20 years. And now I'm like, if I'm gonna do it, I have all the stuff. It's like the stars are aligned, and I didn't realize until last night. It hit me in the head, and I said, we're gonna have to see how far I can take this. All right. So that being said, keep that in mind. If you have a dream, keep it alive. Okay. It might not go as straight. It might not go as straight and narrow as you want it to go, but if it keeps coming back, and if it keeps coming back, and it keeps coming back, eventually you have to open the door and see where it takes you. So I definitely will have to open this door. Matter of fact, I looked up my contact information for the voiceover guy, and I said, I'm at to hit him up, and we are going to have to. Well, first off, I need to practice, so I'm going to be doing a lot more practicing before I do my little demo tape, and not little demo tape, but do my demo tape, and then we're going to take it from there. But I will let you know how that goes. I will keep you abreast of that, And if you have any dreams, if you have any desires that keeps sort of showing up for you, you should email the show. Let us know. You can always email the show, Tony@onlinemarketingmoves.com. That's Tony@onlinemarketingmoves.com. And just let us know what you have going on. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your desires. Just let us know a little bit about you. I would like to reach out to your listeners and find out what you are doing. Find out what you are shaking and baking. All that good stuff. But anyway, that's it for this episode. I had to run out to the store before my wife punches me in the head. No, I'm just kidding. I'm only kidding. And if you haven't already, follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Online Marketing Moves. Also, you can go to YouTube, Tony Rizzano. We have a few videos. We are going to start doing videos on a regular basis. And Twitter and the Instagram at T Rizzano. And you can also see us on TikTok. We have 4 videos. We have like 4 videos on TikTok. or 4 little whatever you call. I don't know what you call them, but you know, as I told you, we got to spread the word about this podcast. We got to spread the word about we got to make things happen. All right, but we'll be back tomorrow with another hard hitting episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, this is Tony Rizzano. I hope you enjoyed episode 217. And remember, people, if the dream keeps popping up, open that door and see where it takes you. All right. Thank you for listening. And as always, everybody, peace.